Hi guys, my name is Crystal and I am coming out of the YouTube closet in order to participate in Dan Savage's It Gets Better project, which I think is fantastic. Um, so I'm here with all of these other incredible people who are sharing their stories to tell you that it does get better. It gets so much better. Um, I was about 14 when I realized that I was gay. Um, I realized what that word meant and that it most likely applied to me. I didn't give it that much thought at the time though, because I felt like I already had enough on my plate. I was pretty much a social pariah already, and somehow I didn't think that little extra bit of information was going to help me at all, so I just set it aside for a while. I can tell you that pretty much from the age of 10 until the end of high school, um, it was hell. I was miserable. I knew I was different. Other kids picked up on that because that is what other kids do. And I was bullied. I was teased. I didn't have any of the blatantly homophobic type of bullying that many people have experienced and that many of you are experiencing right now. But yeah, they had enough of their ammunition to work with, so it was hard. It was very hard, and it was very lonely and very isolating, and yeah, I felt hopeless a lot of the time. And by the time I reached high school, I'd pretty much mastered the art of invisibility. I got very good at making myself as inconspicuous and as quiet and as sullen as possible so as to remove that target that had been sitting on my back. Um, and it was really hard. And there were times during those years that were very dark and very scary, as I'm sure many of you have experienced. And at the time, I didn't think anything could ever possibly change. I didn't see how it could ever get better. Um, and then I graduated from high school. I graduated and I moved to Ottawa to go to university. And things started to get better almost immediately. I mean, like the next day. And I couldn't even tell you exactly what changed. Yeah, I was in a new city and I was with new people, total strangers, and I was terrified. Um, and the people that I was with were friendly and open minded and genuine, and they really actually changed my perception of what other people could be like. Because up until that point, I basically thought that everyone else in the world was an asshole and that their only purpose was to hurt me and that they couldn't be trusted. And these new people at school, they showed me an alternate truth about what people could be. So it provided me a safe space and allowed me to build some confidence and gave me the freedom to really start examining myself and figure out who I was. And a part of that, of course, was coming to terms with my sexuality and recognizing that I was gay. I am gay. So I started the process of coming out. It took me about a year to come out to my friends and family and classmates. And the news was met with two very different types of reactions. On one hand, most of the reactions were very positive, and they basically entailed the person I was telling giving me a big hug and either saying, duh, or what took you so long, which was fantastic and positive and affirming in so many ways. Um, and then on the other side, there were people, some of my own family members among them, who didn't react so well. And some of you probably know how hurtful it is to hear the people that you love basically tell you that your life is over and that it will have no meaning and that you're going to hell and that you will always be lonely and you'll have no friends and you won't be able to get a job and and in order to be socially accepted, you'll have to stay in the closet forever, and you'll never get married, and blah, 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 blah. All of which, of course, is ridiculous and blatantly untrue, as I've demonstrated with my own adult life. My family has come around, thank goodness, and it didn't take them that long. They kind of had their freak out, and then I think they had to go through sort of a grieving process, and now it's a complete non-issue. So that's great. So I was 19 when I came out, 19, 20 when I started to come out, and I'm now 31. I have been out at school, all of my jobs, with my coworkers, with my family, with friends, with neighbors, and it's never been an issue. Even in my tiny, rural, super conservative, farming, population of 1,400 people community where I'm living right now. When my partner and I moved out here 6 years ago, I had a lot of reservations. I was a little bit worried that the backward country people might not be so keen on having a couple of lesbians moving out to the country with them. But again, people prove me wrong. People are great. We are treated with the same respect as any other married couple in town. And in fact, we are known throughout town rather affectionately, I would say, as the girls. So yeah, I am married. I've been married for 3 years. It can happen. I've been with my partner for 9 years, and I'm madly in love. We have 3 dogs, 3 cats, a beautiful home in the country, an old schoolhouse that we've been renovating, successful careers, although I recently set mine aside so that I could pursue a new adventure. I returned to school to pursue a PhD. So I'm in a program that I love. It's fantastic. I'm learning, I'm teaching, I'm hanging out with all kinds of interesting people. It's great. If you had asked me 10 years ago, or asked my 15-year-old self if I thought that I would ever be this happy, I would have told you that you were dreaming. But I am. It's better. It's fantastic, actually. I'm content. I'm confident about who I am and who I love and who loves me and the direction that I want to take my life. And I think that's something really important for you to know. If you hear nothing else, understand that despite what you feel right now, despite what you believe, despite what other people around you are telling you, ultimately you have control over your life. You have control over the kind of person that you're going to be and what you're going to do with your life, and you're going to make the choices and the decisions that you need to in order to be happy and to be true to who you are, whatever that happens to be. It is in your hands, and you'll do it. You'll get there. So yeah, I don't have too much else to say other than hang in there. Listen to these stories that people are sharing with you, because they are the truth, and it will be true for you at some point. You just have to make it through this dark period, and then make the choices and decisions that you need to in order to take your life where you want it to be. So stick around, because it does get better, and we want you to enjoy it.